Letters from the last days of resistance in Paris, June 15th, 1940. My dearest mother, I write to you with an overwhelming sense of dread, but also with the fierce determination that I hope will sustain me until the end. The city of Paris, our beloved home, is on the brink of collapse. The German army's advance is relentless, and I fear the worst. Saint-Denis fell early this morning, just as we had feared. The German tanks rumbled through the northern outskirts like an unstoppable force. I hear them even now in the distance, a low growl in the background that reverberates in my bones. The weather has been strange, a light drizzle, as if the sky itself were grieving for what is to come. The streets are quieter than usual, and in the silence, you can almost hear the heartbeat of the city, slow and labored, as it waits for its fate. Today, I saw the first signs of collapse. People who once stood proud now shuffle along the streets, their faces drawn in fear. The city has become a trap. Our cell is hiding in the shadows of Montmartre, clinging to whatever we can salvage. We've taken shelter in an old abandoned building, the kind with peeling walls and broken windows. It's a far cry from the vibrant streets we knew, but it is all we have. Marcel, one of our most devoted comrades, was killed yesterday during a mission to sabotage a German convoy. He died like a soldier without fear. He held a small, tattered photograph of his family in his hands when we found him. I could see the love in his eyes as he passed. It is a reminder of what we fight for. As I write, I hear the distant sound of the German tanks again, growing louder, drawing closer. I do not know how much longer I can keep writing. The fear is overwhelming, but so is the resolve. We will resist as long as we can. I think of you often, wondering how you are faring in Barcelona. You must hear news of the horrors we are facing. If only you were here, mother. Your strength, your presence, these are the things that keep me going. Your loving son, Jacques. June 17th, 1940. Dear mother, the Germans have crossed the Seine now. The city trembles under their heavy boots. It has been so hot these past few days that the air feels as though it's pressing against us, as if the very atmosphere is suffocating. The sun beats down mercilessly, making it hard to breathe, and yet it is nothing compared to the weight of the enemy closing in. Today, I made my way through the winds of the Latin Quarter. Once a place of great life and intellect, now it is silent, save for the footsteps of the German soldiers patrolling the streets. I can no longer hear the laughter of the cafe, nor the bustling of the market stalls. The city I once loved feels like a distant memory. We have been forced to take refuge in a hidden cellar, deep beneath the ground. The dust here is thick, and the air is stifling. We spend our days planning, organizing, and waiting for the moment to strike. Supplies are running low, but what we have, we protect with our lives. We lost René and Elise today. They were ambushed as they tried to move ammunition through the southern gates. They fought bravely until the end. Elise, so fierce and unyielding, always claimed that she would never surrender, that she would fight for freedom until the very last breath. Her last words were to me, for Paris, for liberty. She died with her fists clenched, still fighting. Paris feels as though it is slowly slipping through our fingers. The streets are filled with Germans now. Pale, cold-eyed men in their dark uniforms, marching through the city with an air of superiority. They speak of us as though we are insects, unworthy of even the smallest amount of their attention. But their arrogance is their weakness. They have underestimated us. I know you must feel the distance between us, mother, but I feel you here with me, in the echo of your words, in the memory of your face. If you could see Paris now, you would not recognize it. But I promise you, we will not let it fall without a fight. Missing you always, Jacques. June 20, 1940, my dearest mother, I cannot say it in any other way. Paris has fallen. Today they enter the city with all the pomp of conquerors marching down the Champs-Élysées as if they own the streets. They do now, and I can feel it in my bones. The swastika is now unfurled above the Eiffel Tower, and it feels like a knife in my chest. The weather today matched the mood. Grey, oppressive. The clouds hung low, thick with the promise of rain that never came. The air is stifling, and each breath feels heavier than the last. The Germans are everywhere, their patrols sweep through every street, their tanks rumbling through the boulevards. The very heart of the city is being occupied, taken piece by piece. We did what we could to resist. We set off a small explosive near Place de la Concorde, hoping to disrupt a German convoy. It was a small victory, but it came at a steep price. In retaliation, the Germans rounded up 20 people from the nearby square and executed 5 of them right there, in front of their families. It is a reminder of what we are up against. A cold, merciless enemy who will stop at nothing to make us bend to their will. The people of Paris are changing, mother. The fear is palpable. Many of the Parisians I pass now no longer look me in the eye, as if to do so would be to acknowledge the terror that has taken hold of this city. Some of them have already begun to collaborate, giving up their neighbors for the slightest favor from the Germans. They are weak. I think of you often, wondering what life must be like for you in Barcelona. Have you heard of the occupation, of the suffering, or have you been shielded from it all? I cannot say that I wish you were here, because no one should see Paris like this. But I long for your strength. It's hard to know what to believe anymore. We fight, we resist, but the enemy grows stronger with every passing hour. Still, we will not give up. Your devoted son, Jacques. June 22, 1940, my beloved mother, today the unthinkable happened. The armistice was signed. The country is now divided, with the Germans controlling the north and Pétain's puppet regime in the south. I could scarcely breathe when I heard it on the radio. The words hung in the air like poison, suffocating us. The Germans are tightening their grip on Paris. Every major intersection is now controlled by their soldiers. They have set up checkpoints demanding papers from anyone who dares walk the streets. I saw one young man today, no older than 18, stopped by a German soldier for no reason other than his appearance. The soldier struck him with the butt of his rifle before dragging him away, and no one dared to intervene. That is the reality we face now, the brutal and unflinching force of an occupying army. We are retreating deeper into the shadows now, hiding in abandoned homes, in basements, in any place that might offer even the slightest protection. Supplies are dwindling. What food we have left is rationed sparingly, and we are running low on ammunition. Our resistance cell is all but disbanded. Some of the men and women are losing hope, but I cannot. We fight because this is not just for Paris, it is for all of France, for our future. I think of the day we will rise again. I think of the streets we used to walk together, of the sound of laughter filling the cafe. It feels like a dream now, but we will return to that dream. I swear it. I fight, not just for survival, but for that world we once knew. Love always, Jacques. June 25, 1940, my sweet mother, I can feel the walls closing in. The Germans are everywhere now. Their patrols sweep the streets like wolves, looking for any sign of resistance. We are running out of places to hide. Today I saw a German soldier take a woman from her home. They dragged her away without a word, and the look on her face, fear, confusion, haunts me. The city is full of this silent tragedy, each one more unbearable than the last. We spent the day moving through the city in secret, always staying one step ahead of the enemy. We had to abandon our Sarafacer house after it was compromised. There are fewer of us now. Just 6, maybe 7 scattered throughout Paris, each carrying a piece of the struggle. I cannot let it end like this, but there are moments, mother, when I feel hope rise up again. Today I saw a young boy, barely 10, staring down a German soldier. The soldier smirked, but the boy did not flinch. It was a small act of defiance, but it was enough to remind me that we are still here, still fighting. I know you must be so worried, mother. But please know that we will not surrender. Not while there is breath in my body. Always your son, Jacques. June 28, 1940. My dearest mother, this may be my last letter. The Germans are closing in on us and I don't know if I'll make it through the night, but I want you to know that I am at peace. I have fought with everything I have and I am proud of what we've done. Paris is a city under siege, but it is not a city without hope. The resistance grows stronger every day. People are rising up, refusing to bow to the occupiers. It may take months, years even, but I believe with all my heart that we will win. The streets are quieter now, but there is a tension in the air, like the calm before a storm. The Germans patrol with their rifles at the ready, their faces cold and hard. They think they have won, but they are wrong. They have the guns, the tanks, the power, but they do not have the soul of Paris. If I do not survive, know that I have no regrets. I fought for a better world, for a free France, and I will die knowing that the fight will continue without me. I love you, mother, more than words can express. Take care of yourself, and never stop believing in a brighter future. With all my love, Jacques.